Okay, we are live. I'm
Hello.
Tanya. Today I'm here with Julie Berghammer, and she's a hair and makeup artist here in Spokane that I've been working with for like 5 or 6 years. It's been
Mhm.
a while, ever since I opened my photography business. I was on the hunt for someone who could do hair and makeup. So I didn't have to schedule two different people to come do them for my clients. And Julie was that magic unicorn, and she's just been so great to work with ever since. So I've hardly ever hired anyone else.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself, tell people, the name of your salon, where they can find you, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Hi, I'm Julie, and I own Cameo Hair and Beauty out in the Valley. I work inside of Willow and Branch Salon Studios. It's a salon studio kind of setup where we each privately have our own little suites. So it's private. It's one-on-one. It's not an open salon concept. And at the end of the day, I lock it up and I go home and I'm done. So I love the setup. I've been doing this. I'm almost 6 years at Willow and Branch. So
Cool.
I love it. But I've been doing hair and makeup since, well, going on 11 years now. So I first got certified in aesthetics, which is skincare, makeup, waxing. And then I went on to get my cosmetology license about a year and a half later. So I'm double licensed. So that's kind of what got me into the whole wanting to do hair and makeup. Like
Mhm.
you said, it is a unicorn type thing. People
Right.
usually only do one or the other. And it just makes you that much more, of a wanted person when you're able to do both. So,
Right.
and working with you, Tanya, has been awesome because it's a way get out of the salon, do something different, work on a photo shoot, and it's a lot of fun. So I love working with you.
Right. Yeah. I love having you come on set too, because people it's just one less stressful thing they have to think about on the day of their photo shoot.
Yes.
And the fact that you come on location, they don't have to like go to the salon, go out in the weather, especially here in Spokane. We rarely have great weather.
Right. You never
Either
know what you're gonna get.
yeah, either it's freezing and snowing and raining, or it's sweltering hot and you're gonna like sweat all your makeup off or whatever. So,
Exactly.
yeah, so it's so nice that you are willing to come on set wherever we are, in the Spokane or Coeur d'Alene area.
Yeah.
So anyone who's watching, just let us know you're here. Post in the comments here. We'll be taking questions throughout the conversation. I kind of have a couple different audiences here today. So I've got branding photographers around the world, actually,
Awesome.
watching in a private group, and then just business owners or my friends on Facebook
Right.
watching. So we
I
might have
include my
questions from
mom,
both
so.
sides. Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah. So I guess like let's just walk people through what it would be like to have your hair and makeup done
Mom. Yeah.
for a photo shoot, I guess.
Absolutely. Especially what I do with Tanya is primarily, work and career type photo shoots. So it's that professional business casual type of theme we're usually going with. What I would do is maybe consult with you a little bit before time, like a week or two ahead of the actual shoot, kind of tell me, what you like, how you usually wear your hair and makeup, what look you're going for. And like being in a business kind of zone, it's usually going to be more, professional looking. It's not like
Mhm.
glamour shots or something. So I kind of coach them in the
Mhm.
direction to go with that. You want it to
Right.
be timeless and you want it to look like your brand.
Mhm.
So keeping all of that in mind. So kind of talk to them a little bit, get an idea of what their coloring is and what they're into. And then, day of shoot, it's really simple. I show up with all of my stuff, everything. You don't have to worry about anything unless you have certain products you like to use, which sometimes clients do that, and that's fine. You sit down, we usually have a cup of coffee going or something, and we just start talking, and I start. So the one major thing I really recommend for all photo shoots is airbrushed makeup, airbrush foundation specifically. It has fabulous coverage, and sweating, crying, that kind of stuff, it doesn't come off until you wash it off. So it has that staying power. And that's not something most people have, at home, is an airbrush foundation kit. So that's kind of the one reason why you'd really want to get your makeup done professionally. As far as the hair side of things go, I just, most people are pretty, it's whatever they feel most comfortable in. I can work with anything. And it's just bringing your natural beauty out, just kind of enhancing what you look like and what your style is, and just making it look nice and polished and good on camera.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about working with you, is because you tend to make the people, look like them, but just a little enhanced, and you're really good about listening to them. I've had some people where they're like, oh, I don't really love this eyeliner, but I don't want to hurt her feelings. And I'm like, well, tell her right now, it's not going to hurt her feelings. Let's do it right now. We want you to be happy with your hair and makeup, And I always tell them, like, it won't hurt.
I always do that too. I'm like, before we, get this shellac down with hairspray, go tell me, it's not going to hurt my feelings. It's your look. So I want you to like it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So, and it usually takes about an hour and a half for hair and makeup. I guess just depending on, how you're having your hair done, if it needs major curling or straightening or something.
Right.
And then I usually have you just show up without me there, at first I would show up, but then I'm just sitting there kind of weirdly, waiting for them to get done. So I just trust you to show up before me, and you're really great with having conversation with the client, making them feel at ease. And then I come, half an hour before we're ready to start, usually just to get set up. So that's kind of how that looks.
It's all very efficient.
Right. Yeah. And that's always my goal. I like, we don't want to have to spend 8 to 10 hours doing your photos. Like, let's get it done as fast as we can, get as many shots as we can. And an hour and a half might seem like a long time to be sitting there getting your hair and makeup done, but it goes by quickly. Absolutely. And then you don't have to worry about it. You're not like rushing to get to your photo shoot, or your hairstyle's gone bad, and then you're like, what do I do?
Right. Exactly. Well, and with that, I find that in those last couple hours before you are there, they're scrambling to try to get, there are extra people there for the shots, or, outfits or whatever. So they're doing multitasking as I'm doing their hair and makeup. So it gives them one less thing to have to worry about doing. So
and then they can breathe and relax as they're sitting there just getting their hair and makeup done. So that's another reason why I recommend people get it done, and there's a few instances where I've had people say they don't want to get it done. And that's usually if they have like naturally curly hair and they're like, I am the only one who can do my hair, and or if they are a hair and makeup artist themselves, like they are a cosmetologist. I've had a couple instances where they just wanted to do it themselves, or they just felt comfortable doing it, or maybe they're on camera a lot already and they're like, I can just do it. So,
like myself, I would do it myself, but that's
right. Most people don't feel super comfortable doing it. So okay, we've got a question. Let's see. I'm gonna try this thing where I click on it and it shows the question. Do you feel it's important, I think it would be, to ask the stylist if they have experience with your client's hair and skin type? Oh yeah. I mean, certainly, like Julie said, you can do like a little consultation before. You're really good about, getting on the phone with them, finding out. I mean, I feel like you probably work with all different types.
Absolutely. I really haven't come across anything that I haven't been able, to work with.
Right.
So, but no, that's definitely, especially if you have skin concerns or hair concerns, talk about it. And that's why a consultation is really, I think, the best way to go about it. Then there's no surprises, and you can make sure that you're a good fit, So I think a consultation is always essential. Definitely.
Yeah. And we've done it both ways, where either I booked you for the client, or I just sent the client to you to book. Do you have a preference? Like, we haven't never really talked about this.
You know what? I will be honest. I kind of appreciate when it's the client coming to me because then it opens that line of communication really easily. And then we can just start, right off the bat, getting it, all the info out there without even having you as the middleman,
Right. Yeah, that's good. I'm kind of leaning toward going that way more.
Yeah, and it puts that power in their hands, so they don't feel like they're just being, thrown with someone. So.
Right. Yeah, and I usually ask them. I'm like, well, I have this great hair and makeup artist. Do you want me to book it for you? Most people say yes. I think just because it's something they don't have to do. But on the other hand, I have felt like when they booked you themselves, like they had already talked to you, they felt a little more comfortable, and they probably do get that more of that conversation.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, we're probably leaning more and more toward that direction.
Yeah, it's just easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just one less thing for me to do, but I guess I originally did it to, as more of like a full service.
Sure.
But I don't know.
But it opens my line of communication with the client. So
right. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Carolina is asking here, do you give the client the okay to guide the hair and makeup artist the way they prefer, or you take full control? Okay, so I usually, because we have a pre-session consultation, we'll talk a little bit about their hair and makeup and what they're going to wear. But for the most part, I just let Julie communicate with them and they get to kind of say how they want their hair and makeup, unless they're asking me like, do you think I should do it straight or curly or whatever? I like to, have them show up how they're going to show up in real life, just maybe elevate it a little bit. I don't want you to look totally different than how you're going to show up in your live videos or in person with your clients, because then they're not going to recognize you.
Exactly. I think that's so important, is really honing in on that. You want to look like you, just enhanced, right? Just photo ready is the key there. So, and I've never had anyone ask for anything extreme. I think it's just not the nature of what we do together.
Right. We're not doing any crazy concept.
Right. Exactly. It's not bridal. It's not something like that. So it's a little bit different in that. But of course, if people have ideas or I'll do what they want to do, but I will guide them to pick things that are going to be complementary,
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of that, Carolina, too, has to do with the trust I have in Julie, because we've been working so long together. Like maybe at the beginning, because I used to show up at the beginning just to make sure you got there and like nothing weird was happening. And I probably would have had more input then, or just, kind of making sure it was going well. But we've been working together so long, I'm just kind of like, she'll handle it. So
got it.
So yeah, that's a key. Like having a stylist that you trust is going to do a good job and take care of your clients for you.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So yeah, Caroline is a photographer. So so is Megan, the other one. I guess we're getting mostly photographers.
That's fine. I like it.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been teaching this course to photographers about how to do what I do. So I brought them in on this one today because it's something I get questions on a lot. Like, how do I find a hair and makeup artist? How much do you pay them? All the questions. Do you, show up at the same time as them, or all those questions. So.
It's a relationship. I think that, we were kind of lucky in how we found each other through the networking group. That's a great way to meet people. And it just kind of blossomed over time, it felt very organic to me. So I don't know if we're just lucky or
me too. I do think I kind of got lucky. I mean, I've tried a couple of other people just because you weren't available for a certain shoot, but then just always went back to you because you do such a good job and you usually are available. Like for the most part, I've never, there's a couple times where you're like, nope, I'm going on vacation that week or whatever. But for the most part, because I book out, usually 2 weeks to a month in advance and let usually. So
and being, having my own business, I'm able to shift my schedule as needed, which is great. So finding, a hair and makeup artist that can work with that has flexibility, I think is essential,
Right. And that you're willing to go on location. I've had several that, I've found a few others that do hair and makeup, but they're like, they have to come to the salon. And I'm like, well,
I know.
I'd rather you come on location. So
Exactly. It's more fun. I love
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have had a few people go to the salon, like if we were going to be in a location where we couldn't do the hair and makeup before
Right.
or
Right.
whatever, and it works out fine. I just think
Yeah.
it's so nice for you to just,
Mhm.
like finish up and then we just start shooting.
Yes. Well, and it's good for the client because, you know,
Yeah,
they're usually already in their house or wherever.
right,
And it's just, you know, boom, boom,
right.
easy. So, yeah.
Yeah. So what about men? Like
Mhm.
I've never really had you come groom a man. Like I've offered, like, you know, I
Yeah,
think I have it somewhere in my, you know, there's a
you
men's
do.
grooming
Yeah.
package or whatever, but
Right.
I've never really had anyone take them up on it. Have you
I
ever
know.
done like for a
Yes.
man's photo shoot or for
Yeah.
theater or anything like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. So, you know, I think it's just as important for guys to think about, you know, how they're going to look on camera or
Mhm.
on photography. The main thing is powdering is always a big deal. You don't want to show up to, you know, shiny. We get
Mhm.
shiny, we get hot, we get sweaty.
Mhm.
So powdering, even for guys, is I think my number one tip. Always do that. And then styling your hair. You know, a lot of guys don't use any product. They just
Mhm.
kind of go or put a hat on. So I think it's really nice when a guy wants to do that
Mhm.
and look professional and put their best foot forward. Just again, looking like themselves, just a little enhanced, you know.
Right.
And I don't ever, I mean, I've never really put makeup on someone
Mhm.
unless it was for like theater or something like
Right.
that, a guy. But, and they usually don't need that, you know.
Mhm.
But if
Right.
I go into an office of like realtors, yeah, I'm going to powder the guys and I'm going to, you know,
Mhm.
style their hair with a product and do all that. So
Right.
it does
Yeah.
make a difference. It really does.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually recommend the men at least get a haircut like the
Yes.
day before or 2 days
Yes.
before or something,
Yeah.
and then either have a professional shave the day of or just make sure they're using a sharp razor so they don't, because like I think razor burn is probably the number one thing I've noticed with men, or like rosacea, which I think would be a case where you
Yes.
might want some makeup.
You might.
You know, like if you have really
Mhm.
red cheeks or you know, there's things you can do for that that doesn't look like you have any makeup on
Exactly.
to cover up that redness.
Yep.
So
And I've done that before too. It's just kind of camouflaging, you know, the imperfections a
mhm,
little bit. And it makes
right.
your job easier then to go in and edit. So,
Yeah, yeah, right. That's
yeah.
yeah, like touching up razor burn or that, you know,
Yeah.
redness where it shouldn't be can be difficult. So
And I mean, you're paying the money to get these shots done.
mhm,
You know, you might as well do the full, you know,
right.
experience and make sure you look good. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, totally. So yeah, okay, let's see what else. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers, you know, day of the shoot, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So what
Yes.
about for people who are doing this kind of thing, like live videos every day or every week, or you know, people
Mhm.
are like doing so much more kind of self-generated photos these days. Do you
Mhm.
have any like quick tips or specific products people
Yeah.
should use just
Yeah.
for like a 5-minute face or
Yes.
something?
So I kind of I did think I did put some thought into this. So yes. So first, before hair and makeup even begin, something to think about is where in your house or wherever you're shooting, do you have natural light that you
Mhm.
can use? And if you don't, are you able to use a lamp or a ring light? You need to be able to be seen. So that's first and foremost
Mhm.
before you put anything on your face is
Right.
the
Yeah.
lighting. And I'm sure you've said this before. So with that, so you want to think they're going to be seeing you from like here to, you know, top of your chest.
Mhm. Right.
So that's the only place you have to worry about, which is
Mhm.
awesome. So you can be wearing sweatpants and slippers and nobody
Right.
knows about it. So use it to your advantage. But think about what you're going to wear, your top, right?
Mhm.
So I always say no crazy patterns, no white, that'll wash you
Yep.
out. And then choose your power color or a color that really complements your eye color, your skin
Mhm.
tone. For example, I'm in autumn in my coloring, so I
Mhm.
wear more warm earth tones and like harvest colors like yellows, golds, burnt sienna, you know, that kind of
Mhm.
stuff.
Right.
So pick maybe a shirt just in your rotation that you can always go to real quick, that you're like, okay, I can throw this on and it looks good. And like put a blazer over it like I did today, and you're good. You're good to go. Women, a quick way to just make yourself look even more polished is add, an accessory. So like some cute earrings, a nice statement necklace. You have on a cute scarf today, Tanya. That looks great. There's little things you can do right off the bat without anything, just to make yourself look more polished.
Right.
So then going into like a 5-minute hair and makeup. So that's not a lot of time, but it's doable. So I like to start
10 minutes. 15.
Yeah, maybe depending, depending on the day. So I always say, okay, your hair, start there. The easiest thing to do is going to be for people with long to medium length hair is going to be like a bun, pulling it back into a low bun. Professional can see your face really well, easy. If you have shorter hair like you do, Tanya, another thing would be, how you have it today is great, but like slick, behind your ears, maybe slick back. And then you don't have to worry about styling it too much. Or you can do something with just, like a curling wand and just do a few pieces in the front and not even worry about the back, because that's not going to be seen.
True. Oh my gosh, I never thought of that. Well, I don't have long hair, so.
Right. But short hair too. You don't have to, I mean, you can have just flatness back there. So just focus on the front part and don't worry about the rest. And then dry shampoo is a savior. It's my favorite, and there's so many different kinds out there. Try until you find the one you like, because people always say, I don't like it. There's so many different kinds. You'll find one. And in a pinch, baby powder or cornstarch work remarkably well to soak up oil. So that's hair's pretty easy, I think. Worst case scenario, cute headband, cute bandana. Try and stay away from hats, but like anything, just a little bit of accent over the hair to kind of hide it would work. And then going on to the face, you really are going to be doing a more minimalist look if it's a short amount of time. So I start with, okay, concealer. What do I really want to hide? Usually it's under eyes, maybe some redness around the nose. So just focus on that. Don't think about doing full face foundation unless you are really needing to do that. Another good tip would be like a tinted lotion, tinted moisturizer. Go on really fast, really easy. And then even before that, make sure you moisturize. That's always key. Before anything, moisturize. From there, I go to the brows, and I would say just do a quick, either, just run through with a little spoolie brush. You can touch them up if you want to with like a little pencil. Honestly, my favorite brow pencil is by e.l.f. and it's like $3 or $4, and it works so great. I love it. So depending on your proficiency in that and how you like your brows to look, even just going through a little bit, just make them look a little bit more tamed. Right. And then I like to go into mascara. You're not going to be doing a whole lot of like eye makeup with this. So just go in. If you can curl your lashes, go do that first. It opens up your eyes right away. Do a couple coats of mascara, and you've already opened your eyes up big time. And then, lastly, I really recommend using a lip and cheek stain. I don't know if you've seen those. They're super handy and versatile. And if you get one that's in like a skin tone that's, like a peachy kind of pink or something corally, just that goes with if you're warm or cool tone. It looks natural, but it just kind of brings out your face a little bit more, gives you a little bit of coloring in those areas. And you just, apply a little bit here and here and on your lips, and you're good to go. So it's very simple. Cool. Yeah, great tips. I kind of have like same thing, like concealer. I have a little like foundation powder that you just like put it out really fast. And then blush, mascara, lipstick. Like as long as I do that, I don't look dead. So like all these lights shining on me, if I don't put anything on, people are like, are you feeling good? Right. You okay? So yeah, I just kind of committed to that, like as I started to doing this kind of thing online, or even go out in public, because I have my personal brand. I'm like, it's Spokane. I'm gonna run into somebody I know, no matter where I go. So I want to at least have that bare minimum like, on me.
And my wardrobe, I mean, you guys probably notice I wear like black with a pink scarf because I don't have to think about it. I just like put that on, and then I always look like I'm on brand,
right?
No matter where I go.
Yeah, so much effort. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So, but then for a real photo shoot, I would probably do more makeup and be more intentional about my outfit and that kind of stuff. But for this everyday, I think it's good to have that quick routine where you're like, oh my gosh, my live's in 5 minutes,
right?
Whoop, really quick and still look nice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of it. I didn't know you had an aesthetics
license
certification.
Yeah.
No idea. So what about like, I don't know if you really do skincare anymore, but do you have any like skincare recommendations for people? If you have a good foundation of skin, it's going to make it easier too.
Again, yeah. So I always am, first and foremost, what I say before anything is water. Drinking water is like huge, and it makes a difference in your skin and your hair. So always think of that, hydrating from the inside out, number one. And are you taking a multivitamin and supplements and doing the things that are going to help your skin look its best, just straight off the bat?
Right.
I kind of like that approach to it. As far as skincare lines in general, I mean, there's so many that are great, and you really just have to find what works for your skin type. I'm pretty basic. I just do an oil. I do an oil blend with like a lotion, a light hyaluronic acid lotion, and combine those together, and that's my moisturizer, and it works great. But it's kind of, you have to do your own research a little bit in finding that perfect one for you. And I don't think you have to spend hundreds of dollars on skincare. I really don't. So,
well, that's nice to know.
Yeah,
coming from a professional, right?
Yeah, and I like natural. That's why I use jojoba, almond, castor oil. I use natural things that the body's actually gonna be able to absorb and use. So
cool.
yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Stella is on. Hey, she says,
hey.
Oh, Julie, she's amazing.
Oh, Stella.
Yeah, we miss you.
I know.
So Stella is our kind of fellow entrepreneur, but she's moved to like the other side of the world. So
yeah, where is she? Where
is it? Alabama or Florida? Where are you, Stella? Where did you go?
Where did you go?
Somewhere way over there on the east.
Okay.
Where it's hot and nice.
Yeah. It's getting warmer here though, so.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And then Tessa says, totally agree, Stella. Tessa's my sister.
Oh.
You met? Oh yeah, you met Tessa at our thing, our last
our party. Party. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was weird.
I love your sister.
It was fun though. Cool. All right. Well, unless anyone else has some questions, I feel like that pretty much covers, like why it's so awesome to get your hair and makeup done for a party, and a little behind the scenes on what that looks like.
Yep.
Some awesome tips for looking your best, no matter where you are.
Exactly.
And then if people want to come get their hair cut or colored,
yes,
or schedule you for a photo shoot,
absolutely. So, well, I have an Instagram. It's at Cameo Hair and Beauty by Julie.
Let's see. Maybe I can put that in the comments.
Yeah. And that's what I use for all my like portfolio. I put before and afters on there and show my work on Instagram. So
cool. I put that in the comments. Hopefully right. Is this right? I'm gonna put it up here.
At Cameo Hair and Beauty by Julie. Yep.
Okay, cool.
That's perfect. And of course, just text, email always works too. I don't know if you can put my information. Well,
oh sure. Let's see. Do you want me to put your phone number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
509 993 6733.
Okay, so that's Julie's phone number. And oops. I mean, it's in Spokane Valley, right?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Hope you don't get freaks calling you.
I know. I was going to say, no weird phone calls or text messages.
Right. Okay. Tessa says, thank you for mentioning that I am your sister every time. Well,
she is.
The fact that you're my sister. So. All right. Well, unless anyone has any other questions, I guess we'll sign off.
Yeah, this was fun, Tanya.
This was really fun. Thanks for joining me and for all of your tips and for your, wonderful work and loyalty through the years. It's been really fun. So
absolutely.
It's all many more years.
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody hire us.
Exactly. Yeah. Who wants photos?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention is you are like an actor. You have acting and like stage experience and makeup for television, right? You've done makeup for TV.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I have. Yeah. If anyone's out there needing, I have many hats that I wear. So
right. Very talented. So.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Well, I will sign off now. And you guys, if you're watching the replay, you can leave a comment again or question, and we'll try to answer it later. And yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Awesome. Bye.
Bye.